Good day, I hope you are doing well. Today we are exploring how microorganisms can be harmful. Invisible assassins are not just for the movies. Microscopic organisms such as bacteria, viruses, and protists are responsible for diseases like TB, HIV, AIDS, and malaria. We'll expose the hidden areas where these lurk, from public surfaces to contaminated water sources. We will discover how these pathogens contribute to child mortality through waterborne illnesses. At the end of our video, we have some questions for you to try out. You can test yourself with these before we show you the answers. It's a fun way to see how well you understand the topic. Practicing with these questions not only helps you grasp the material better but also boosts your confidence and performance when facing tests and exams. This is a continuation of our discussions on microorganisms. Please check out the links in the description for more on microorganisms. Otherwise, stick around and let's explore together how microorganisms can be harmful. Although many microorganisms are beneficial to humans, there are others that are harmful. In 1876, Robert Koch, a German doctor, discovered that some microorganisms cause diseases. He discovered that if cattle were infected with anthrax, then their blood always had large numbers of a bacterium called Bacillus anthracis in it. He realized that it was these bacteria that were making the cattle sick. Some microorganisms cause diseases that may be fatal. Microorganisms that cause diseases are called pathogens. These pathogens infect other organisms and cause various signs and symptoms in that organism. Some microorganisms can cause diseases such as tuberculosis, or TB, caused by a bacteria. AIDS that is caused by the HIV virus and malaria that is caused by a protista. Harmful microorganisms occur everywhere, in the air, in water, and in the soil. These microorganisms are found in places that we touch every day such as an ATM, stair rails, doorknobs and toilets. Things we eat or drink may have thousands of microorganisms on them. It is possible that at least some of these organisms could make us sick. This is the reason why medical doctors wash their hands and use sterile instruments before they operate on a patient. Waterborne diseases are illnesses caused by pathogenic microorganisms that are transmitted through contaminated water. These diseases are a significant public health concern, particularly in developing countries where access to clean water and proper sanitation is limited. Any illness that is caused by drinking water that is contaminated with microorganisms will be considered a waterborne disease. There are different types of microorganisms that can cause severe diarrhea and vomiting. These include many species of protozoa and bacteria. Diarrhea is the biggest cause of childhood deaths in most developing countries. Severe diarrhea can be dangerous, especially if you are vomiting as well. You can become dehydrated, and if you do not receive medical treatment, this can be fatal. The most serious waterborne diseases are as follows. 1. Cholera. It is caused by Vibrio cholerae bacterium. It is transmitted by contaminated water. Symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting, nausea. This may be fatal. 2. Dysentery. It is caused by Salmonella bacteria. It is transmitted by contaminated water. Symptoms include blood in the stools and stomach pains. The bacteria release a toxin that causes the cells in the intestines to release water, which produces severe diarrhea. 3. Typhoid fever. It is caused by Salmonella bacteria. It is transmitted by water that came into contact with feces. Symptoms include fever with temperature up to 40 degrees Celsius, sweating, nausea, loss of appetite and liver failure. Escherichia coli or E. coli is a bacterium that occurs naturally in your large intestine. E. coli is beneficial to humans when it is living in the large intestine. It digests certain foods so that we can absorb the nutrients. However, if E. coli is ingested or eaten, it enters the stomach and small intestine where it causes severe cramps and diarrhea. It also causes fever, nausea, and vomiting. Infection with both types of bacteria that causes cholera and E. coli usually occurs as a result of eating foods that are contaminated with fecal matter. The best way to prevent this is to thoroughly wash all fruits and vegetables that are going to be eaten raw. The infection can be treated with antibiotics and steps are taken to ensure that you do not become dehydrated. Let us move on and talk about other important pathogenic microorganisms that cause diseases. HIV/AIDS is caused by HIV virus or human immunodeficiency virus. It is transmitted through bodily fluids of a person who is infected, for example through semen, meaning the disease is sexually transmitted. HIV is also transmitted through contaminated blood in blood transfusions or contaminated hypodermic needles used by drug users. Mother-to-child transmission can occur during pregnancy and breastfeeding. HIV attacks the cells of the immune system and destroys them. As the immune system is destroyed, the patient is unable to fight off normal day-to-day infections. Symptoms include fever, aching muscles and joints, sore throat, swollen glands. Eventually, the patient is unable to fight off normal infections such as colds and flu, possibly TB, and may lead to death. There is no cure for AIDS. The infection can be managed by leading a healthy lifestyle and taking antiretroviral medicines or ARVs. Infection prevention includes staying celibate and avoiding activities that put you at risk of being infected with HIV. Tuberculosis is caused by bacterium Mycobacterium tuberculosis. TB bacteria can spread through the air when infected people cough or sneeze. Mucus droplets and saliva carry the TB bacterium, and when people inhale these droplets, which are microscopic, then people can become infected. TB usually affects the lungs where the bacterium multiplies, but may also affect other parts of the body. Symptoms include a cough that lasts for weeks, coughing up blood, fever, weight loss, night sweats and fatigue. A doctor will order X-rays to diagnose if he or she suspects TB. For treatment, a long course of antibiotics that can last for 6 months or more is administered to patients. If not treated, TB can be fatal. Prevention measures include vaccination called a BCG, which is given to babies. A series of booster injections is given thereafter. Placing a hand over mouth when coughing or sneezing can prevent the spread of the disease. Malaria is caused by a protista called Plasmodium. When an Anopheles mosquito sucks blood of an infected person, the microorganism, Plasmodium, enters the mosquito. If this mosquito bites another person, the parasite is injected into that person's blood. The parasite spreads to the liver where it reproduces. The parasite then enters red blood cells and destroys them. This happens over and over again. Symptoms of malaria include high fever, chills, shacking, sweating, headaches, muscle aches and vomiting. Malaria only occurs in areas where the Anopheles mosquito is found. If you are traveling to such an area, you should take prophylactics. This is medicine that prevents you from getting malaria by killing the parasite that enters your blood. Medicine like quinine is effective once you have malaria. To prevent infection, avoid malaria areas. Take prophylactics. Avoid being bitten by mosquitoes by using mosquito nets and closing windows and doors at night. As we conclude, please try answering these questions before the answers pop up. You can pause the video as you go. Let us meet next time as we look at the work of modern scientists like Louis Pasteur and Alexander Fleming in the identification and development of drugs for certain illnesses. Please do not forget to subscribe so that you do not miss our weekly uploads. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.